Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Cait, Cage Brawler. For 1 red and 1 green, she's a legendary creature, human warrior, 1/1 with, as long as it's your turn, Cait, Cage Brawler has indestructible. And whenever Cait attacks, you and defending player each draw a card, then discard a card. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on Cait if you discarded the card with the highest mana value among those cards or tied for highest. So I haven't seen much talk around this card so far, and I can't really understand why because I think it's incredibly sweet. As you know, I'm always on the lookout for cards that care about different things and things we haven't seen before, and this just seems a really powerful effect, particularly in Gruul, which is a color combination which doesn't really have that kind of unique commanders most of the time. It's pretty straightforward, just attack with big stuff, ramp, drop fatties, etc, etc. So there's a few things that Cait has going and I'm going to go over them one by one. First, of course, she's indestructible during your turn. That's a cool ability that we've seen on quite a few commanders before, such as Zergo Helm Smasher. It means that you're going to be able to play damage-based board wipes during your turn without worrying about Cait getting destroyed, which also makes it a lot easier for you to connect with her and deal combat damage to your opponents, which is of course commander damage. But just in general, being indestructible during your turn makes it very easy for you to keep triggering her ability, which is obviously the sweetest part of the card. That second ability has a lot going on. So let's look at it bit by bit. First off, each player is going to draw a card, then discard a card. That's already quite nice because Red has got a lot of support for drawing and discarding lately, such as with something like Inti. This is a very strong ability to have on a 2-drop that's going to be indestructible, therefore triggering it turn after turn after turn. Now you are giving one of your opponent's card selection, but as usual, that can be used as a bargaining chip. If somebody really needs to dig for something, they're going to be happy to take a little bit of damage or lose a creature in order to do so. But the really interesting part that I think is awesome is the second part of that second ability, where you're basically going to be kind of clashing for the mana value of the card you discarded to see if you can grow Cait into something bigger. This to me screams build around. I love cards like this that require you to build around very specific or niche abilities, and what I would love to do with cards like this is play cards that can either be played for cheap or have huge discounts so that you are basically getting a huge mana value printed on the card, but when you actually want to play it, you can play it for cheap. A card that fits perfectly with Cait in this sense is Blasphemous Act, because if you don't need it, you can just discard it and basically guarantee that she's going to be getting 2 counters, and when you do need it, she's indestructible during your turn anyway, so it's not going to kill her. So that just fits really, really nicely with what she's trying to do. I have an emoji deck that is based around this theme entirely, of casting stuff that's a lot cheaper. Another card that fits very nicely with Cait is the Great Henge, although I will say you're going to very rarely want to discard this, but seeing as she's growing in her power, it's going to come down for cheap, and if you do need to discard it, then that's fine too. You could also put really sweet cards like Sin Prodder in your deck, since a lot of your cards are going to have a very high mana value, and that's going to make your opponents either take a bunch of damage or allow you to draw extra cards every turn. So to me, Cait seems like an amazing build around, a 2-mana hard to remove commander that comes down early, grows, and gives you card selection. It seems incredibly good, and a very different style of Gruul, which I'm all for. I'm really excited about building this one, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care.